This is the 4 most important welding rods you can own. Okay, so we have first up 1/8 6011. We have 3/32 7018, 1/8 7018, and then we have 5/32 7018. And then in this truck for the Lincoln, I keep a big thing of 6010 1/8. 6011. I mean, you can build so many things with this. You can tack with it. You can. I can even weld. I've done like butt joints of purling that was suspended in the air, like on a building. It's like 12 or 14 gauge, right? And I can move really quickly with this and with a 1/8 and still weld that together. So you can weld some fairly thin stuff or some fairly thick stuff with it. And even if it's, it could be an inch thick, it doesn't matter. You can still tack really good with it. Or if there's a gap, you can fill the gap with this and then go over with the 7018. So 3/32 7018 is actually what I passed my welding test with for stick 3G. So that's vertical uphill with a grooved weld. And I don't know, these seem to really pair really well because you can set your machine. If you have one of these engine drive machines, you can set it at about 100 amps. And you can weld both, 1/8 6011 or 3/32 7018 with it, and it works really well. You don't have to go back and adjust it. You don't need a remote, all that crap. It works really well. Step up from that, 1/8 7018. I mean, backbone of the structural industry. I mean, so many things have been built with 1/8 7018. It's incredible. This burns more like buck 20, 130 amps, something like that. Then we have 5/32 7018, which is just, continuation of that. More like a buck 75 or so, depending on the machine and everything. But just for thicker stuff. Now, with 7018, tons of things can be welded with it, including cast iron. It works just as good as the Noma cast rods, in my opinion. Actually, anecdotally, because I've done it and it works just as good, and you always have 7018. You may not always have Noma cast rods; those are very expensive too. So it's good for that, and it's good for just a really general all-around rod. It's really just great, and if it has a lot of gap, really it'd be best to fill it with 6011 and then get it all cleaned up and go back there with 7018, depending on what you're doing. But that's pretty much the go-to for that type of work. So. 3/32, you can't get 3/32 6011, of course. I find it very finicky, and I don't see a point in it because I can weld such thin stuff with it just because I move really quickly. And do the whip pause technique is what I use for 6011 6010. So you just drag these, and I also have some 11018 5/32 for some really crazy stuff. I welded a crazy, what was it, a 18-wheeler like car trailer with it. It was really cool. But I have some 11018 stuff as well, but these are the most common used stuff right here. So, and these are in some Lincoln little protectors for the rods. They have a really good O-ring on them. These have been one of the highest quality rod holders I've found, actually. So